suppose like with 2020 in general, like it was a tough year for most, but I'd imagine it was special enough for yourself anyway, with the fact that Naomh Martins won their first Louth senior football championship. Like I'd imagine that's one of the highlights anyways of your playing days so far.
Yeah, big time. Massive achievement for our club. Suppose we're in this is our third final in a row. So really nice to finally get over the line. There's been a lot of people who've put in a lot of work with our club over the last few years, playing and not playing. And I suppose for me, I'm only young. I really hope that I'll get the chance to do it again. But for them who probably won't get the chance to do it again, playing boys or who are just missed out, it was really nice to see them over the line. I suppose more so than anything. The club I think has been senior for 30 years now, I suppose, and never won a club championship, or never won a senior competitive trophy up until 3 years ago when we won the league for the first time. So look, there's been big strides made in the club as well, and there's been big plans put in place. So a really big moment in 2020 for myself personally and for the club, I suppose. There was a bit of good come out of it.
Mm. And was the expectation there in some ways that, before a ball was kicked that you could go and win it? Like, did you have that belief? Well, obviously you did have the belief because you went on and won it, but did you have that expectation there that, this year could be our year?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was if we didn't do it this year, we may give up. I think it was one of those. So as I said, last three finals, there was a lot of learning done in the last two finals. Probably should have won it the first year we got there, and we were beaten last kick of the ball kind of thing after been dominating the game. Then we rocked up last year, probably expecting to walk it, that we deserved it a little bit, and we were a little bit soft and got walked all over that day. So I think this year was all action kind of had to be done kind of thing. Just let's get the monkey off the back here. And so there was so much focus and so much probably dedication put towards winning that championship. And I suppose it made it easier that no one could go out, no one could go drinking, no one could do anything. It was just all about playing football for Naomh Martin this year. And I think everyone bought into it and really and drove it on and got it over the line. And it was a credit to all the players, management and the club itself for making it happen after so long. So brilliant to do it, I suppose.
Yeah, I suppose where everything kind of closed and where everything, shut up shop, it definitely kind of probably narrowed your focus in many ways and focus literally just on the games and what was, tasked ahead. I believe Jim McGuinness was involved in some ways, wasn't he, as well? Like from what I've heard anyway, like what was he like?
I can't speak about that. I'm under serious caution.
Really?
No, I'm only messing. No, he was the one who gave it away, I suppose. He'd said it on a Sky interview, I think, after the thing came out of him being with Galway.
Yeah.
I think he said that he'd been with a club in Louth and no one knew and no one did know. It was a really strange one. It happened. He was staying for one or two sessions, and a chat and he just had a link within the club, and it happened. And yeah, as I said, you're dealing with different gravy there. That's top of the pop stuff, and he was absolutely incredible. The way he speaks, the way he thinks about the game, and it was really easy to see why Donegal won in All Ireland.
Yeah, from listening to him on Sky anyway, just in terms of his punditry, in terms of his analysis, he seems streets ahead in many ways. And I know a lot of people criticise Donegal for the way they played and the way they won at All Ireland, but for me, I think it was, nothing short of genius what he done at Donegal. The way he came into that team and built them into what they were, because I think a lot of people forget as well, before Jim McGuinness took over, Donegal were very much kind of, they were nowhere near winning an Ulster, let alone an All Ireland, and beating Dublin as well in 2014 the way he did. Like what was it like in some ways to work with him and kind of see those ideas? And I suppose I'd imagine that was I suppose quite the year working with him in at Naomh Martins.
Yeah, big time. As I said, you can see why they done it and how they done it. He breaks everything down to a little T. He picks parts of the game apart and how you're going to win the game and how we could potentially lose the game, and he fixes those things. And he really thinks, as you said, his analysis on Sky is really good, because he really just picks the game apart and breaks it down for you in simple terms. And you're going, why didn't I think of that kind of thing? He's so to the point, and his language, his coaching language, the way he speaks to the players is exceptional, and that belief that he instills in you. And I suppose that drill that came out of him training Galway, where the boys are running over and back the pitch and doing a hand passing drill, and there was so much debate over why was Jim McGuinness doing a hand passing drill. And it wasn't about doing a hand passing drill. It was about how much are you going to give them in the session kind of thing. And it was blowing so much out of proportion. And I think he really focused on doing the basics well to the best of your ability and give them all you can. And people train at 80% the whole time. So why not train at 100? And that's what we kind of focused on, I suppose, was giving it our all the whole time and stop coasting and stop being comfortable. And I suppose that's what you done at Donegal. I think he speaks about in his book about walking in on the first night saying we're going to win an All-Ireland, and if you don't believe me, get out. And people started laughing. And to change that mentality in a team takes some skill and some management and leadership skills. So look, he's an absolute credit to himself and to Donegal. So it was an absolute joy to get to work with him.
Yeah, definitely. Like, and it'll always be interesting to see if he ever does go back into county management at some point. Like, I suppose in that Naomh Martins team as well, like, I suppose he did have a couple of experienced like heads in there, like JP Rooney and a few others. Like, was having them around, do you think, as well, kind of, you know, the big kind of part of that success as well in 2020?
Yeah, massively. JP is a legend of the game, I suppose, and to have him and to learn off him the last number of years playing alongside him has been massive in my own development. And look, Mick Fannon's there as well, who would have played in the Leinster final. Craig Lynch in goals for us has been Leeds number one for the last 5, 6, 7 years. And then we had 5 county players this year from the club. Like, so there's a lot of experience head around. Our manager Fergal Reel has won, I think, 5 championships with clubs in Louth already. So look, there was a lot of experience around, and it was great to put those heads together and put those ideas together and to learn off the boys who've been here and went through the shit, I suppose, of been in relegation playoffs and to finally get them over the line, as I said already, was probably the most enjoyable thing about winning the championship this year.